It's just in my blood.
It's a feeling one can't describe.
Very nervous. Very nervous.
Very scared.
It's much more than just a race.
Welcome back to Philippines Uncut. I'm Buddy Cunanan. Tonight's topic is triathlon for everyone. And joining us is Lian Cruz, the performance coach of an interesting company called PART2. Welcome back for the second segment. Now, Lian, that video we saw was typical of the Ironman challenge.
Right.
We talked about earlier, which involved a 4-kilometer swim,
Right.
180-kilometer bike ride, and 42 full-kilometer full marathon.
Right.
Okay, so tell us something more about the Ironman.
Well, the Ironman has become a brand. It's become a global brand.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is one of the things that the majority of the people would want to aspire to join. It's just like when you're a kid, you want to be part of the PBA. You know?
Sure. This is like the pro league.
The pro league, right?
Yeah.
Well, and the funny part is, it's not just for pros. The best thing about joining the Ironman is that anyone can join it.
Anyone.
Anyone. But
Okay.
for the video you just saw,
Yeah.
the video you just saw, you have to qualify.
Okay.
Okay.
Define that. I mean, what do you mean by
Qualifying
qualifying?
meaning that because there's still so much demand for the racing slots, meaning the race numbers. If they would open it to the public, maybe 20 to 50,000 people would instantly join.
Wow.
Okay,
That popular, huh?
it's that
Amazing.
popular.
Okay.
And this 50,000 slots would easily just come out in 5 minutes of open registration.
Sure.
Meaning as soon as they open the registration,
Click, click, click,
gone.
click. And that's
Okay?
it. Yeah.
However, because of safety and health issues and the limitation of the venue,
Yeah.
they have to cut it down to between 2,500 to 3,000 participants.
And this is normal.
This is normal.
For Ironman challenges.
This is normal.
3,000 people.
Correct,
Okay.
because of the nature of the sport.
Sure.
Like running, you've seen runners when they announce a marathon, 20,000 participation is normal. It's like
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
In triathlon, they have to limit it just for safety.
Now, how do you vet from 50,000 and bring it down to 3,000?
That's a good
Yeah.
question. So, for example, Ironman will be done in Germany. Again, Ironman is a brand that can be held in different countries. Okay, Hawaii Ironman is basically the World Championships of the Ironman distances. So, for you to be able to qualify, for example, somehow you want to qualify,
Sure.
you have to join a series of races, or you have to join a qualifying race in your area.
Okay.
So maybe
Okay.
you join here in the Philippines one race, and you have to reach a specific.
You have to reach a
time.
certain time for the whole thing.
Correct.
And then you can qualify to apply for this,
Yes,
for the
well, they'll
Ironman.
give you an idea. Hey, you know what? You qualify.
Okay.
Now it's up to you if you want to join it or not, but your slot is there.
Yeah.
When they say you qualify, you still pay for your airfare, your
Sure.
everything else. But the funny part is a lot of people would want to join
Sure.
this.
Lian, what is the demographic of people getting into triathlon now? I mean, like, would it be young people, middle age? Would it be 30s? What is it?
Back in the days, to give you an historical background, back in the days, triathlon is a mid-life person's sport. What do you mean by that? I was a former swimmer in college, can't swim anymore, where do I go? I used to be a cyclist before, where do I go?
Yeah.
I was a runner before, I got bored in running, where do I go? So most people had former sport.
They retired from
They retired.
competitive sports
Correct.
in their own field,
Correct.
no?
And because of the nature of being an athlete, you want to challenge yourself, so they get into triathlon.
Yeah.
It's something that has more challenge.
Yeah.
Okay? It started from that. And next thing you know, it became aspirational for a lot of people. They say, hey, this is a good challenge. If I can do this, you can't do it. So it became like a status symbol.
Yeah.
Huh? And then next thing you know, it started to trickle down to the youth. So when you now talk about demographics, 15, 20 years now, it can start from as young as the Iron Kids, 5-year-olds.
Wow. You've got 5-year-olds doing this.
Yeah.
Swim,
Bike run. Yeah.
Swim, bike run.
As old as 80 years old, which is in the Ironman. There are some guys.
80 years old who've
right?
done it.
There are record. Yeah, in the Ironman, the videos that we just
Yeah.
watched, There are 75-year-olds.
So seniors doing
Seniors.
swim, bike, run.
Correct.
Full Ironman.
Correct.
Wow.
Some of our clients are in their 60s.
Okay, let's talk about this. Obviously, a lot of people who are in their 30s or 40s, or as you said, 50s, and as you said, it is a midlife thing, getting into something extreme, and maybe trying to show yourself in the world that you
Yeah.
still got the stuff.
Correct.
Okay, let's talk about medical.
Right.
I've heard some, from some sources, and it's been reported about sometimes in media, that there have been injuries
Correct.
during races, like
Right.
People getting heart attacks and things
Correct.
like that.
Right.
Do you think this could be because, I mean, let's face it, swim, bike, run, and these distances, these are unnatural distances for people to do, for ordinary people to do.
That's
What
true.
is your reaction to that, to people who say that, it is actually a very dangerous sport, that you could get hurt
Right.
doing this, pushing your body to the limit?
Correct. Correct. Well, in any other sport, be it just running, sometimes just play tennis, you get a heat stroke, people die.
Sure,
You
sure.
know, and
Yeah,
when we have,
but this is extreme. I mean, it's like 3 full sports put
Correct.
together. Yeah,
Correct.
continue.
In terms of extreme, we're talking about distances. Swimming itself, it's cool. Running in itself, people run, and biking is relatively a kid sport. But the health issues come in when a person, an untrained, unguided person, starts joining something that is beyond his ability.
Yes.
It's basically like giving a motorcycle key to a kid who doesn't really know how to drive
So
a
you got to
motorcycle.
condition yourself and all
Right,
that, and then
right.
make sure that you get a proper physical exam before you even try
That's true.
getting into triathlon.
That's
no?
true. And
Okay.
that's the job of performance coaches like us, to properly guide the masses that it's not just, you have money, bring in the bikes, bring in the shoes, and go gung-ho, and hope to God that you finish. It's not that simple.
This is the responsible way to do it. No? Really, as you said, a complete assessment of your body, of your lifestyle, your age, and
Correct.
all that, and your ability.
Correct.
And then, coming up with a good plan
Correct.
to get yourself into this. The
Correct.
problem is, I think sometimes people rush into it and think, hey,
True.
I can run, I can bike, and then,
We've heard a lot of horror stories
Sure,
because,
sure.
my classmates doing it, or one Hollywood artista is doing it, so they want to get into it
Sure.
without properly being guided. Next thing you know, horror stories of injuries and stuff
yeah,
like that.
stroke or heart attack or
As mild as a torn ligament, a pulled muscle, as simple as that. Because they think if they see an artista or their friend doing it, I could possibly do it.
How does one train for this? Because these are 3 disciplines: running, swimming, biking. And if you want to get into it and be kind of competitive, what I mean by kind of competitive, it's not really to aim to be the champion, but to put in a decent time or
Personal record.
personal record. How do you train for this? I mean, most of us who are working 9 to 5 in jobs, I mean, you have to commute, have trouble going to the gym. And this obviously involves swimming, running, and biking, 3 things. How do you train for this? How do you find the time?
I like your question because this is the question that is normally thrown at us. Okay, there's this myth that if you want to join a triathlon, you gotta quit your job, go to the mountains, be a hermit, and do that. What we tell our clients is that we sit down, look at your lifestyle. You have this jobs and this job. We try as much as possible to not to touch your productive life. In fact, you'll be surprised, maybe we can show you some videos in the future, that you can train 80% less than what people are usually doing.
80%.
Less.
That's a lot, eh? So maybe just 20% of what they're doing,
Right.
but what these guys, hardcore guys, are doing is enough.
Right. And still be as competitive as them.
Well, that's, I think I'm down for that.
Yeah, so...
20% is good.
And that's the reason why that is a service that we're trying to offer, that, hey, you don't have to kill yourself to the ground just to do this. There's a better way of doing it. And that's where sports science comes in.
Yes, and so people can approach BioTune,
Right.
and you can help them with all this, like
Correct.
looking at their lifestyle, looking at the complete
Correct.
person,
Correct.
and coming up with a program for them
Correct.
to get into
Correct.
triathlon.
So the main difference is, just to note, because based on our interview from previous clients, is that usually when you go to a coach, they just give you a program.
Sure.
And this program is the same as her program,
Yep.
his program,
Yep.
the national team's program.
You can download it.
You can download it,
On the
right,
internet.
right, right.
Sure, sure.
In our case, even if we have 10 people in front of us, we treat every person an individual. So we figure out what your time schedule is at work, how often do you go home, how much time do you have to actually train, and we modify your training program to be able to maybe make you 300% better
Wow.
by working on your limitations, schedules. So again, the sport is supposed to supplement your lifestyle, supplement your health, not become a,
Not replace your lifestyle.
not replace your lifestyle. It's supposed to enhance your lifestyle
Enhance
and
your life, yeah, yeah.
hopefully involve the family.
Okay, quickly, let's say, in general, let's say, how much time a day would one need to, just off the cuff, really, I mean, generally speaking, to commit to training for a triathlon or to become a decent triathlete?
Give me 60 minutes of your time.
That's
It'll be
enough?
done. Yeah.
And
That's the most extreme way.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the most extreme way. I could probably give you a 60-minute
Yeah.
overall makeover.
Sure,
We call
sure.
it a makeover from being
So quickly, what you're saying is that it's possible, let's say, with 60 minutes a day, that one can become a decent
True.
triathlete, not a super triathlete, but a decent one.
well, you'll be surprised. We've transformed a lot of people who started winning podiums. But it's totally different when you're talking
Yeah.
about joining an Ironman. Okay.
Sure, sure.
So if you have 60 minutes, again,
Yeah.
I will tell you right now, you're good to join maybe the
Like
Olympic
half.
distance.
Yeah, like
or
the-
half of it.
Half of it. Okay.
Correct. So
Good enough.
again, don't wish for the moon to come down on you.
Sure, sure.
You have to adapt with your limitations, but it means that you can be competitive with your decision or your chosen sport
Yeah.
or distance,
Yes.
something like that.
Interesting, because this is a very novel way of approaching sports and triathlon. Because again, I don't know of any other outfit that does this kind of, coaching, or as you guys call it, boutique coaching.
Boutique coaching.
This is
right.
really the essence of boutique coaching. right?
Correct, correct. So we service a different market segment. People who are extremely busy. CEOs, country
Extremely wealthy.
managers.
Extremely wealthy as well.
Well, people who can afford,
Sure, sure.
to exercise.
Sure.
But, despite of their busy family lifestyle and business, they still find time to be competitive. Because you have to remember, if you're a businessman and you're successful, you have that instinct to challenge
You have the
yourself.
discipline as well, that commitment and
Correct.
the discipline as well. No?
And sometimes they want to channel that drive, not just on their corporate business, but something that they can say, this is me.
This is my accomplishment.
This
what
is
I've
my
done.
accomplishment.
Bravo, bravo.
And that's where we guide them. That's where we guide them.
Okay.
Remember, the CEOs, they guide their employees. We guide the boss.
Very nice. Leanne, we have pause for break, but then in a while, Keith is going to join us.
Sure,
The
yeah.
owner of PART2, and we're going to talk about more of boutique coaching and how you guys help everyone get
Yes.
into triathlon. Guys, don't go away, because more of triathlon for everyone when Philippines Uncut returns. Good.